Why are solo founders effortlessly shipping 40 pull requests a day while you're still pulling your hair out over local code collisions? Seriously, are you stuck in the past coding like a caveman? Or are you ready to build a massively scalable software factory? Welcome to this explainer. Today we're extracting the exact, zero-fluff blueprint from our source material on how to manage AI agents and run a true 24/7 software operation. We're pulling the high-density data directly from founder Ryan Carson's exact setup to see how he is using it to 4x his company's revenue this month alone. So let's just dive right into it.
According to the blueprint, there's a huge bottleneck holding you back right now, and it's your local development environment. Look, the traditional way of working, where you set up your local dev server, your database, your auth, all on a single Mac, it's just completely out of date. If you try to do 5 or 10 things at once locally, what happens? Your code collides, you end up trapped managing Git work trees instead of actually shipping product. And that bottleneck is exactly what's keeping you from matching the output of today's top solo founders.
The source material suggests you need a radical identity shift. If you are bound to a single local machine, you're bottlenecked, pure and simple. You need to shift your mindset right now from being an individual coder to becoming a high-stakes engineering manager of agents. Your job is no longer to write every single line of code. Your job is to manage an infinitely scalable team of AI agents and make the critical, high-stakes architectural decisions that keep them completely unblocked.
Now, to run this kind of factory, you literally need the right control panel. The blueprint details an exact, unsimplified physical and security stack required to manage 5 to 10 agents simultaneously. You need a massive 52-inch Dell monitor split into 8 screens. Slack in the top left for alerts, your testing apps, X for research, and all your agent environments. You're going to need a vertical Razer mouse to prevent wrist strain from high-velocity clicking, a whisper flow button for instant voice commands, and a UG-Monk analog paper system to track your critical daily priorities without digital distractions. But listen, the most important piece is security. Never ever give your agents raw production write keys. You keep those in 1Password and manually copy and paste them into the session only when the agent explicitly asks for them.
That brings us to the fundamental architectural shift you have to make, moving from local to cloud. Harnesses like Devon or independent labs like Cursor and Factory, they spin up a virtual machine, a VM, in the cloud for every single task. You click a button in your browser, a new VM spins up, and boom, you have infinite isolated development environments. You can literally have 10 cloud agents working on 10 entirely different features at the exact same time, with zero risk of code collisions. It removes that mental overhead completely.
50. That is the exact multiplier of your output when you abandon local development and fully embrace cloud agents. When you hit product market fit and start bringing on real customers who demand real bug fixes and real features, a 10x boost just isn't enough anymore. Moving your dev workflow to cloud VMs is the only proven way to 50x your output and scale a startup rapidly without breaking your underlying systems.
But honestly, as Carson's setup reveals, this new workflow can be exhausting. Think about it. You're making 10 to 20 high-stakes decisions by lunch. If you just endlessly click through your agent threads, you're going to burn out immediately. You absolutely have to establish a manager's rhythm. You pin the most important threads on your analog to-do list, like the big needle-moving features you must ship today, and you let the minor bug fixes run in the background. Adopt the mantra, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Check your high-stakes threads on a disciplined 25-minute cadence. You need those mental breaks in between. So what does that rhythm actually produce? Up to 40 pull requests merged in a single day. That's the hard data. By pacing yourself and managing those cloud agents properly, you can average 22 to 25 PRs a day, peaking at 40. There are literally days where a solo founder can go hiking up Mount Washington, be completely away from their desk, and still ship 8 PRs before breakfast just by managing their agents efficiently. It's wild. Let's look at how this builds into an autonomous QA system. You don't want to manually test your app anymore. You instruct a highly capable agent, like Devon, to run a complete browser-based end-to-end sign-up test. Now, this isn't cheap. It costs about $60 in tokens because of the heavy browser testing. So you schedule it for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The agent runs the test, records a video, annotates it, and if it fails, it automatically triggers a child triage session to fix the bug while posting an alert directly to your Slack via the MCP. That's the Model Context Protocol connecting your AI to external tools. All of this happens with zero human intervention.
Beyond QA, you need visibility. Enter the 9 a.m. production watchdog. Every single morning, an automated agent parses all the database events generated by your paid customers over the last 24 hours. It rolls all those events up into a highly readable summary stored in an admin JSON file. It basically acts as your automated chief of staff, telling you exactly what went right, what bugs appeared, and giving you direct links to the exact UI the customer was looking at. This is a massive game changer for keeping a pulse on your product.
Next up is the self-improvement loop. Let's say you have customer-facing AI features, like a paralegal agent named Grace. You set up an automation to monitor her chats every single day. The system grades those conversations against a strict custom rubric. If a chat scores poorly, the system automatically spins up a child agent session to go in and implement a fix. This exact loop silently identifies those tiny paper-cut UX issues you'd never catch manually. It automatically generates the PRs, letting you ship around 3 vital UX fixes daily without writing a single line of code yourself.
But wait, here is a massive warning. $20,000. That is the token bill you will slam into in a single month if you simply let premium models run non-stop without a strategy. It's totally unviable. To run a sustainable software factory, you need to target a token budget closer to $5,000 per month per virtual engineering seat. And to hit that target, you have to master the architecture of model routing.
Model routing is exactly how you solve this token crisis. You cannot afford to run expensive models like Opus 48, Fable, or GPT-5.6 all day long. Instead, you use a highly intelligent, expensive parent thread like Fable, purely as the manager. That parent model then delegates the actual coding work by spinning up specialized, much cheaper child models. For example, using a fine-tuned coding model like SUI 1.7 or Fusion costs just $5 a session. The parent does the heavy, high-level thinking. The $5 child agent writes the code.
This also brings us to where you build this factory. You really must choose independent labs over frontier labs. Frontier labs, like OpenAI's Codex or Anthropic's Cloud Code, are heavily subsidizing tokens right now to pull you into their walled gardens, but they are not incentivized to optimize your long-term costs. Independent labs like Devon, Cursor, Factory, and AMP, they act more like mortgage brokers. They route your requests across different models to give you the absolute best result for the lowest price, making sure your engineering costs stay affordable as you scale up.
And to manage all of this scaling, you actually have to change where you work. 50%. To maintain extreme velocity, you must do 50% of your work directly from your iPhone. Why? Because you are the bottleneck. Your agents are infinitely scalable, sure, but they need you to approve PRs and make high-stakes decisions to keep moving. If you wait until you're back at your desktop Mac to unblock them, you lose your 50x advantage completely. Your office is now your phone.
All right, let's do a rapid-fire recap of the hardcore facts we've extracted today. Your control center, a 52-inch Dell monitor, 8 screens, and analog UG-Monk planning. Your architecture, cloud VMs completely replacing local Macs. Your output, 40 pull requests a day. Your visibility, the 9 a.m. JSON production watchdog. Your economics, routing expensive parents to $5 SUI 1.7 child sessions to avoid a $20,000 token bill. And your execution, 50% of management done directly from your mobile device.
Which brings us to today's takeaway, the single underlying logic you absolutely must absorb. To scale your output 50x, you must immediately stop coding locally, step out of the code collisions, and become a high-stakes engineering manager directing cloud-based AI agents.
Now I have a challenge for you. Based on the hardcore data we've unpacked in this explainer, if you were to set up your own AI agent software factory today, what is your exact first step? Are you buying the monitor? Setting up the cloud VM? Leave your action plan in the comments below, and I'll jump in to help you avoid those expensive token pitfalls.
And hey, if you want the exact links and architectural diagrams to everything we just covered, just leave a comment below and we will send you our complete AI agent tool list and setup mind map. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Get out of your local environment, spin up those cloud agents, and I'll see you next time.